Low-key, it can be kind of embarrassing to ask for books for Christmas because it's like, hey, can you buy me this werewolf romance? Like, I don't know, like, they're gonna be in their den. Like, dude, just mind your own business. Christmas time, asking for the books, it's the time to get things you wouldn't buy for yourself, or branch out to another genre, or branch out to a new style of book. That's what we're gonna be doing. Today I'm gonna be recommending books based off of the most random criteria possible. But I feel like it's a good way for me to say, hey, you should ask for this for Christmas, and give you a good, like, feeling it'll give you, a good reason, something other than, here's the book, here's the plot. For starters, we're gonna be starting with heartbreaking, gut-wrenching, vomit-worthy romances, just the kind that'll make you sick to your stomach. Like, if you're into that, these are for you, and you should ask for them for Christmas. So for starters, we have One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book is basically if Castaway, the movie with Tom Hanks, was from the wife's point of view. This book is about Emma, and her husband goes missing in a plane crash and is presumed dead. And then finally, after some time, she is finally ready to look for love again, and she finds it. She finds love again with someone. And bro was not dead. Bro was not dead. And this book is about, like, that impossible situation and, like, what do you do with it? The love of your life at the time, like, comes back, but you guys are so vastly different. Time has moved. He's traumatized beyond belief. You have this new fiance that you love and knows the you now, but if it was you in his shoes, you would want someone to come home to, because this guy has been out there lost at sea all this time in this helicopter crash, and you were the only reason he made it. The thought of coming home to you. And it's just that impossible decision. Like, genuinely, a lot of times with books, you want to be that person. Like, I want to be them. Like, oh my god, this is so fun. I would not want to be her. This is a traumatizing, heartbreaking, it's such an impossible decision. But she does make one in the end, and it's a really good book. I know I just gave a bunch of really conflicting, like, it's a really good book, but it's horrible. Like, no, like, it is a good book. It's good writing. Great story. However, it's so traumatizing, and I would not want to be in homegirl's shoes. Next in our heartbreaking, just gut-wrenching, soul-crushing, like, you just, like, the whole time you're reading, we have The 7-Year Slip. This is about a quaint little apartment. So Clementine, she is going to be staying there after her, I believe is it her grandma? Her late aunt's apartment. She's going to be living in her late aunt's apartment, and she's kind of discovering that this is such a special place. Slowly but surely she realizes that the apartment sometimes shifts 7 years into the past, and it's such a heartbreaking story because 7 years in the past for her, but the person that she's interacting with 7 years in the future. 7 years in the future. Everything happens so fast for her, but not for him. And, like, genuinely, like, my stomach was in my butt. Like, I was like, oh, like, this is another level, level type of romance. Like, you just, oh, you don't even get it. Like, you need to read this. If you've never read an Ashley Poston book, Poston, I don't know. Magical realism is such a unique genre, so fun, and if you've never branched into something like this, it's just so, like, it's whimsical, it's fun. It has rules of its own that doesn't fall into a traditional, like, fantasy setting. It is genuinely just its own genre, and I highly recommend it because of that, especially if you've never read anything in this genre, or even by her. Like, I would definitely add this to your Christmas list. It is so, it's such a beautiful book. The next book that I will be recommending to you is because of Jarad, Padalecki, and Leighton Meester. So The Bodyguard by Catherine Center is being turned into a movie. So if you've never read a Catherine Center book, Bodyguard was actually the first book of hers that I've read. A lot of her books are already turned or have been turned into movies. To read this, you need to ask for it for Christmas because you need to be up to date. You need to be up to date. It is coming out next year. In my opinion, one of her best books because she found, how do I phrase this delicately? A lot of books where we have a female protagonist and she is doing an inherently male-dominated field, and it comes off as like pick me and try hard and just not authentic to the person's character, if that makes sense. Like, it's more of a, I'm only doing this to prove to you that I can and not for the love of the game. And I think the reason I like The Bodyguard so much is because nothing about that is forced. Like, yes, we still have like the more feminist conversation of, yeah, I am a female bodyguard, what about it? But it seems more genuine to her character, and I think that's really important. I think that's a really important distinction when reading about things like that. Like, obviously, these are important conversations. I'm not saying doing something like that dumb or whatever. I'm just saying, like, a lot of authors, when they're writing about something that they aren't partaking in, it can kind of come off as disingenuous, and their character reads as like just trying to fill that spot of like, I'm a girl and I play football. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just trying to fill that spot in like the collective narrative to show that girls can do anything. And it's like, yes, this is so important. Like, this is a good conversation, but you shouldn't be writing it. Miss Catherine Sinner, however, she absolutely excelled. The Bodyguard, it didn't feel forced. It's such a good read. It's such a fun romance, like arrogant pop star and like bodyguard and gender swap. Like, I love it. It was so good. I ate it up. It was really fun and unexpected when I read it. So you need to ask for this for Christmas, to watch the movie, and because it's a fun read. Next is for my slow burn yearners. They want to be physically stomach tied in knots. My eyes are bleeding. I've been up for 700 pages and they haven't even brushed hands yet. Like, this is for you. Miss Mariana Zapata, if you're new here, ain't nobody doing it like her. Ain't nobody doing it like her. She owns the slow burn space. And if you have not been introduced to Miss Mariana Zapata, allow me to make the introduction. So I have 3 recommendations. I love slow burn. I love her writing. I just so happen to like the various genres that she chooses to write about. However, I do think that just because you like one of her books doesn't mean you'll like all of her books. And I think that's a really important distinction to just go ahead and throw out there while we're doing that. So for starters, the physical copy, I only have 1 physical copy of her books. They're all on Kindle Unlimited. You do not have to technically buy this, but if you wanted to get a physical copy for yourself, a little trophy, if you've already read it on Kindle, feel free. This one is a slow burn, and it's more fun because it takes on that role of like, there's like a kid involved, like, will they, won't they? There's a kid here that also has its own needs and things, and I can't get in the way. Like, I can't get in the way. She does it, by the way. She's not a homewrecker. But Aurora, and she is basically low-key running from her life, and she needs some time away, and she books an Airbnb that his son listed without his permission. There's that whole drama of like, hey, you're not staying with us. Like, who are you, crazy person? And she's like, no, I rented your basement. And he's like, I don't do Airbnb. Like, I don't know what that is. And the teenage son's in the corner like, you said I had to make my own money. And it adds like such a fun element. And like, she did the teenage relationship with Aurora so well. Like, their bonding, their banter, the slow growth of trust, the way that her interacting and like listening to her son and like anticipating his needs and all that made Tobias like low-key fall in love with her. And it's such a slow burn and it's so good. And then there's like this whole drama aspect of the man that she's running from is a famous musician, and there is a little tea and drama that comes with that. Super fun. I would highly recommend this. Up next for Mariana Zapata, the rest I don't have physical copies of because again, like, I read them on Kindle, and my Barnes & Nobles genuinely never has Mariana Zapata books in stock other than From Luke Off With Love. And I basically, what I do is I get on Book Outlet and I just wait and stock for these to go on there because I would just rather not pay $30. From Luke Off With Love, since I just mentioned it, I will bring it up again. This is a slow burn with a childhood frenemy, and it is about like It is figure skating. We've got like a rivalry on and off the ice, but then they're forced to be partners. As the slow reveal of that relationship and like the other side of it comes out, I was eating it up. And I think if you're someone who is normally like used to reading YA, this will be a fantastic transition to a more adult genre because it's like more college-esque seeming. It is a sports romance, sports frenemy. It's such a slow burn, but it's so good. Definitely one of my favorites. And then lastly, by Mariana Zapata, that I would recommend is The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. It is also a sports romance. It is just a slow burn with a big fat asshole. Like, he is a jerk. And then he becomes a reformed jerk. And I think that's like part of the beauty. So our female main character, she was serving as his personal assistant and she decides to quit because she's like, you're a jerk and I'm gonna focus on my art, so fuck off. He realizes how much that she actually did for him and begs for her to come back. They end up in a arranged marriage because he needs to have a green card to be able to play. Slow burn with a big fat asshole. Slowest of slow. Like, they're not hooking up until Mariana Zapata books, all the juice happens right here and it is glorious. It is like you are just gnawing at the edge of the pages waiting to get to the juice. You're like, guess. Be in love, admit your feelings. I eat it up every single time. The next that I'm recommending is a duology. It is continuing, but like their story is done and it's like the series is just has a couple of novellas, I believe. I have not read the novellas. I haven't read the novellas, but I believe it's like the 6 Scorched Roses or something like that. Ew, I'm so sorry. Trigger warning. Off. The heights are off. I know it's hideous. Truly hideous, truly heinous, but whenever you ask for yours for Christmas, make sure they're the same size. I'm literally recommending these to you because of my Goodreads review. The ending made me sick to my stomach. And I would be referring to the ending of the first book in the series, The Serpents and the Wings of Night. People have been yapping about this. People have been recommending this for however long it's been out. And I am one of those people. If you have not picked this up, this is your chance. The ending of this book absolutely just took my soul and just put it in a meat grinder. Like, I don't even know how to express the way that the ending of the first book made me feel. This is about Aurea. She is the daughter of the vampire king. She is not a vampire though, and they have these trials where when you enter them, you get a wish from a god. And of course, like, she's been training her whole life. She's a human in a vampire realm. Humans are basically just treated as garbage, blood bags, whatever. But she is like the prized human daughter of the king of vampires, whatever. And she's entering this competition so that she can be linked with his life, and it's a way to extend her life. Of course, there's a handsome devil of a guy in there that, is he trying to help us? What's his end game? We kind of partner up because, you know, I need the help. And he thinks that being the king's daughter will provide him some favor. For the theme of trials, this is fairly unique take on that when it comes to trials. And where we end up, babe. It's a good duology. I highly recommend it. But remember, make sure they're the same size when you order. And the fun thing about Interconnected World, it's red and green, babe. It's red and green. It's Christmas time. Now's the time to branch out. Now's the time to be brave. If you've read Allie Hazelwood, if you haven't, if you're scared of the Omegaverse, if you're scared of the vampire werewolf clusterfuck that is Bride and Mate, now's the time to dive in. When I tell you, I read Bride. I was so surprised by how much I love this book. I know a lot of people say that it is like trash, whatever. I think they're wrong. I think they're stupid. I think they just don't get it, but I think you will. And look, it's so Christmas themed. I had to throw it in here. Now's the time to be brave. If you've been wanting to try this secretly secretly or loudly and publicly. Now's the time to order it. Mate just came out this year. Both so good. Bride, forever my girl, forever my baby. It is about Misery Lark. She is the collateral to like the vampire king, whatever he is, vampire councilman, whatever. She's the collateral, meaning she had to spend her life with the humans who hate her. And she was the collateral, and it was kind of one of those things where it's like, you have my kid, so I'm not going to kill any more humans because you've got my daughter. That's our truce. That's how we're keeping each other in line, kind of thing. And then after spending her life being treated like garbage, because she grew up with humans who hated vampires, she's forced to marry a werewolf for another treaty. She's like, when does it end? When does it end? Her whole life is treaties. So she gets married to the alpha. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Hey, love-hate relationship ensues. Literally so good. It's literally so good. Like, there's even a mystery in here. Her friend's missing. So much going on within these pages. Like, you've got to give it a go. And then the second book is about her best friend, who is a werewolf hybrid. I'll let you figure that on your own. She is mated to another alpha. Yeah. Full-blooded werewolf. He's not a hybrid. Highly recommend. It's so fun. All right, babe. I'm not gonna act like you're dumb. I know you've heard of Abby Jimenez. I do worry though. I worry that you might have not started in the right place. Fear. If you haven't read these 2 books of hers, you are just missing out on the best time of your life. Because everybody has heard of Abby Jimenez at this point. I feel like her and Emily Henry are household names. I don't want to waste your time too much, so I'm just going to recommend these 2 books to you with very brief descriptions. We have yours truly, just an absolutely pathetically in love man. He is awkward. He is not good with words. And of course, like all Abby Jimenez stories, there is just a fucking tear-jerking, like, second story, second plot going on. So good. Such good representation. I love it down. Love it down. And then you have Just for the Summer, just an absolute golden retriever, acts of service man dealing with another woman going through some trauma, some severe trauma. Always, always, always add these to your list. Add them to your list. If you've been putting it off, if you've read any of her other books and you were unimpressed, give these a chance. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Last but not least, we have None of This Is True by Lisa Joel. And I'm literally recommending this because it is a blind date with a psychopath. At no point are you like, yeah, this is what's going on. I can clearly see the plot. At no point is that happening. None of This Is True. She tells you you can't trust her and she's an unreliable narrator. And that's all I'll say. It's such a fun read. If you like mystery thriller, pick it up. Last but not least, we have First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. Everyone is a good liar. Everyone's a liar. Everyone is, yeah, good luck. Everyone's a liar. Good luck. This book is about a liar, lying, doing heists and stuff, infiltrating communities, and there's some other liars lying to her, lying to us. The story, again, is never, it does not end in a way you think it will. Bye!